Saudi Arabia conducted airstrikes on the port city of Mukalla in Yemen, aiming at a shipment of arms sent from the United Arab Emirates intended for separatist factions. This action marks a notable escalation in a nation situated on a vital international trade corridor, potentially introducing fresh dangers to the Persian Gulf area. Subsequently, the UAE announced its intention to pull back its military presence from Yemen. This month, the Southern Transitional Council, or the STC, a secessionist group supported by the UAE, took control of the majority of the Hadramout and Mahra provinces, capturing crucial oil infrastructure. For over 10 years, Yemen has been entrenched in a civil war characterized by a tangled web of sectarian disputes and the influence of neighboring countries. The Houthis, who are aligned with Iran, dominate the most heavily populated areas, encompassing the capital city of Sana'a. In contrast, a diverse coalition of regional powers, which includes Saudi Arabia and the UAE, has thrown its support behind the government recognized internationally in the southern part of the country. The conflict has led to a severe humanitarian disaster and devastated the economy. However, from 2022 onward, there has been a steady decrease in violence as the opposing factions found themselves in a form of deadlock in the war. The actions taken by the UAE-supported separatists disrupt the existing political dynamics among the allies opposing the Houthis. The recent escalation disrupted the fragile peace that had settled over Yemen's conflict, which had been at a standstill for several years, following an agreement between the Houthis and Saudi Arabia. This pact halted Houthi assaults on the kingdom in exchange for the cessation of Saudi-led airstrikes on Houthi-held regions. The recent escalation underscores the fraying relationship between Riyadh and Abu Dhabi, both of which have supported rival factions in Yemen's protracted conflict against the Iranian-backed Houthi rebels, coinciding with a period of instability throughout the broader Red Sea area. Despite their close alignment on numerous matters concerning the Middle East, the two countries have found themselves in growing competition regarding economic interests and regional political dynamics. The United Arab Emirates said earlier this month that Yemen's governance and territorial integrity are an issue that must be determined by the Yemeni parties themselves. Here's all you need to know. The conflict in Yemen erupted in 2014, initiated by the Houthis as they advanced from their northern bastion in Sa'ada. Seizing control of the capital, Sana'a, they compelled the internationally acknowledged government to flee. In the year that followed, both Saudi Arabia and the UAE intervened in the conflict, striving to reinstate the displaced government. The recent clashes have set the STC in opposition to the internationally recognized government and its allied tribes, despite both factions being part of the coalition battling against the Houthi rebels within the larger context of the civil war in the country. In southern Yemen, the STC stands as the dominant force, backed by essential financial and military assistance from the United Arab Emirates. Founded in April 2017, the STC serves as a coalition for various groups aiming to reinstate South Yemen as an independent nation, reminiscent of its status from 1967 to 1990. Recent developments have bolstered the STC's influence in southern Yemen, potentially providing them with an advantage in upcoming negotiations aimed at resolving the Yemen conflict. For a considerable time, the STC has insisted that any resolution must grant southern Yemen the right to self-determination. The STC commands a significant level of loyalty in various regions of southern Yemen. Idris al-Zubaydi leads the organization and concurrently serves as the vice president of the Presidential Leadership Council, which governs the internationally acknowledged government. Currently, the STC and various groups backed by the UAE have taken control of the majority of southern Yemen, encompassing significant port cities and islands. On the opposing side of the recent clashes is the Yemeni military, which operates under the authority of the internationally recognized government. This military force has formed an alliance with the Hadramout Tribal Alliance, a coalition of local tribes that receives support from Saudi Arabia. Their operations are primarily based in Hadramout, Yemen's largest province, which extends from the Gulf of Aden in the south all the way to the northern border with Saudi Arabia. This province, rich in oil, serves as a vital fuel supply for the southern regions of Yemen. Earlier this month, forces from the STC advanced into Hadramout, successfully taking over key installations within the province, including Petromasila, the largest oil company in Yemen. Following brief confrontations with government troops and their tribal allies. This event unfolded after the Saudi-supported Hadramout Tribal Alliance had captured the Petromasila oil facility in late November, aiming to leverage the situation to compel the government to meet its demands for a larger share of oil revenues and to enhance services for the people of Hadramout. The STC seemingly used this situation as a justification to assert its dominance over Hadramout and its oil facilities, thereby broadening its influence in Yemen. The forces of the STC advanced into the province of Mahra, situated on the border with Oman, and successfully gained control of a key border crossing between the two nations. Meanwhile, in Aden, the force supported by the UAE captured the presidential palace, which acts as the headquarters for the governing Presidential Council. A Yemeni government official reported that earlier this month, Saudi troops withdrew from their bases in Aden. On December 30th, Saudi Arabia conducted airstrikes in the Hadramout region, which analysts interpreted as a cautionary message for the separatists, urging them to cease their progress and vacate the governorates of Hadramout and Mahra.